Hey everyone, I'm Fabian and today I'm going to tell you how you can make money with Instagram. It doesn't work like on YouTube. On YouTube you can get money with views and like clicks, but on Instagram you don't have that, of course. A way to make money on Instagram is like partnerships or sponsorships. I myself have an Instagram account with almost 135,000 followers. It's not a personal account, so it's an account related to a theme. And so you'll see that I get a lot of partnerships that are also in that theme. Like it's merchandise related. Because I have an account for a TV show. Don't ask me why, honestly. There are two ways companies contact you. They either send you a DM on Instagram, or if they're more professional, they send you an email. Because if you have a business account, you have an email attached to it, or like a phone number or an address, but I have an email. So you get an email and they ask you for your rates. So that basically means they ask you how much it costs for you to either do a story post or a feed post. Of course, feed posts are more money than story posts because story posts disappear after 24 hours and feed posts you can always see. It really depends how much money you ask and how many followers you have. At the moment, I don't have any partnerships because you really have to think about what do you think your followers will like, because if you're going to bombard them with partnership after partnership after partnership, people are going to unfollow you because the only thing you do is partnerships and they followed you for a reason. And if you only do sponsorships and partnerships, that's the only thing they will see. So some people can get annoyed with that. So I would also say do one or two at a time, because most of the time they also want the link of their website in your bio, and of course you can only have one website in your bio. So most of the time you can only do one, but you can also do two, but as long as it isn't too much. And don't ask too much money because if you don't have millions of followers, you can't ask that much. It really depends how many followers you have. Again, I mostly do this with my dad, but I would really look at how many people from the home page see it, how many people from explore page see it. So you should really look at that, and then you can make a price. Sometimes they also offer you a price or a percentage of the things. For example, this is something that happens common with companies that contact me. They offer you a part of the income. You get a link, and if your followers click on that, the company can see that because it comes from that link, they can see how many people visit that link, so they can see that those are your followers. Or you get a code or something, so if your followers order something, they can see that they are your followers, and sometimes you get a percentage of 10 or 20%. Sometimes they also offer you a couple of cents. If they offer you not a lot of money, I wouldn't recommend doing it because of course it isn't much work that you do, but if you promote something, I think you want a fair price for that. Technically, if you do a sponsorship, it is about the money. It's not because you do it for fun, or because, at least those are the things I have. You really need to look at, is this price reasonable? Because I had an offer from a website, and if there have been clicks in the United States, I would get $5 per 1,000 clicks. which I can tell you is a lot, especially because they are most of the time story posts, and not everyone looks at your story, and not everyone looks at it thoroughly. They just click through it, so they don't really look at what's in the story. So, and I got the offer was $5 per 1,000 clicks in the US and $2 per 1,000 clicks outside. But I can see in my statistics that 17% of my followers lives in Brazil and 15% of my followers in the United States. So if I know that most of my followers and active followers live in Brazil and then the United States, I know that most of my clicks will not come from the United States. And if I share links, most of the time they reach 600. So, or sometimes not even that. If it's like something like an article with something they want to see, then it gets a lot of clicks. But if it's like a website with like merchandise, for example, sometimes it doesn't even hit 200. So it will take a really long time to get even $5, and if you keep bombarding your followers with partnership after partnership, they don't see what they followed you for. The only thing they will see are partnerships and sponsorships. So I know for myself that that isn't going to work for me. If you do a partnership on Instagram, really look at what they offer, and if you can make, and if they ask you for your rates, really come up with a reasonable price that you think is right. And of course you can like negotiate a bit with what does the company want to pay you and what do you want to get. But if a company offers you very little, it's just they will profit from it. And it's like not as easy as on YouTube, because on YouTube you can get money with Google AdSense, and it's really easy because it goes quicker. And on Instagram, the only way to really make money is with sponsorships and partnerships, which means that if you have, of course, millions of followers, you'll get a lot of money. But if you don't have that many followers, or like if you look at an account with a couple of million and 135,000, it's like not all the 135,000 people see your posts. So you really have to look at how many of your followers see your posts and how many people from the Explore page or other things see your post. Just the way to make money on Instagram is partnerships and sponsorships, as long as you give a reasonable price to them and they give a reasonable price to you. So I would really look through that, and if you aren't like really into that, ask someone else. Like if you're not an adult, maybe ask your parents. I think they have a better idea of what is a reasonable price, because I think that some things you do things too fast. If it's not really how you make money on Instagram, because this is, from what I know, the only way you can make money on Instagram. So of course you can also ask for sponsorships, but I would not recommend that, because most of the time if they search for influencers, it's fake most of the time. So if they contact you, first look, is it real? Does the company actually exist? And how big is the company? Because how bigger the company, how more money they're likely to pay you for your promotional stuff. So I would really look at that. Also, try to get, if you have partnership or sponsorship, I would recommend it doing with PayPal, because it's safer and they can't get money of your account. because I think that is possible with your bank account and that's not possible with PayPal. At least that's what my dad said. So I would really recommend it doing with PayPal because it's safer, and also I think it's also a bit more convenient, so you don't have to give them all your bank information. So this was the video. I hope I have maybe clarified some things, or maybe you heard something you didn't know. Now you know. I'll see you next time. Bye!